Hi, I'm Richard Maraj, Senior Minister at Unity of Phoenix Spiritual Center, and I want to thank you for visiting our website and for tuning in to today's message. If you feel inspired by today's talk, I really encourage you to make a donation by hitting that button below and making a contribution to this ministry. It'll allow us to continue these messages online and to do the great work we do here at Unity of Phoenix, which is to inspire people to live better lives. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for your support, and we hope to see you at a Sunday real soon.
Good morning again, everyone. And a shout out and a welcome to everybody who tunes in and watches us online. Everybody's got a hungry heart. So my question for you is, what is your heart hungry for? What is the thing that you desire most in your life right now? What is the thing that you are seeking that you absolutely feel will make your life better and make you a happier person? The fact is, every one of us is hungry for something. And whether we're hungry for a more loving and nurturing relationship, or hungry for peace and harmony in our family, or hungry for fulfillment in our career, or hungry for a greater sense of purpose, or a sense of peace, or achievement, or success. You know, maybe it's for wisdom and understanding. Maybe it's to get over a broken heart. Maybe it's to overcome something in our past. Maybe it's to have courage, to be true to ourselves, and to move forward towards our dreams and desires. But everybody has a hungry heart, and that is a good thing. How many people ever heard of Les Brown? Everybody know Les Brown? I love that guy. Big, you know, the thing, I use a big hero and role model for me. He rose from a level of poverty. He rose from being labeled edgically mentally retarded to becoming an incredibly successful disc jockey, an successful politician, an author, and a speaker. And his whole message is, if you want to be successful in your life, you got to be hungry. You got to have a hunger for something greater, a hunger for something better. That it is not just a good thing, it's a vital thing and a crucial thing for a happy, successful, and meaningful life. The same message is given in the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 26, when it says, "A worker's appetite works for him, for his hunger urges him on." It is our hunger that drives us forward. It is our hunger that propels us. And I love that the Bible uses the word hunger instead of desire, but although it means the same, because in the same way, we were born hungry. That the reason people hunted, the reason that they fished, that the reason that they grew food, the reason that we cook, the reason we always go to grocery stores and restaurants, and we will always go, is because we're hungry. There's an innate drive, not just to survive, but to thrive, that is built in each and every one of us. You know, it is that inner hunger and desire for more happiness, for more success, for more love, for greater achievement, and a greater and more fulfilling life. It is in us, and it is meant to be in us. Mozart lived to the age of 37. In those 37 years, he composed 327 tremendous compositions, 40 symphonies. And why? Because he had a hunger and a desire to be an instrument for great music. Shakespeare, I think I'd mentioned this a few weeks back, his dad was a butcher. And Shakespeare was 22-year-old, and he was a butcher. He was married with 2 kids, and back then, you did what your dad did. So he was meant to be a butcher. He was a butcher, but he began to write at that age. He died at 57 years old. For 35 years, he wrote, and wrote some of the greatest stuff ever written. And why? He was hungry to write. He had a desire to write. My question is, what is your heart hungry for? What are you here to do? What are you here to create? What are you here to experience? And what do you want to experience? Today we begin our annual Songs of Life series. Been doing it for years and years. I've been in ministry for 19 years. Been doing these types of series on songs for 17 years. Because like every one of us, I love music. Music touches us in a way that the spoken word just can't do by itself. That every one of us has a song that probably got us through a difficult time. We all have something that uplifted us. Music can teach and uplift and inspire. You know, I've learned a lot from songs. I learned about a crazy little thing called love. That all you need is love, and you can't buy me love. Let me tell you a love story. The first time ever I saw her face, I said, where are you from, you sexy thing? And she said, take a walk on the wild side. I said, I'll do anything for love. She said, can't touch this. No, there's more. I said, we can work it out. She said, ease on down the road. I said, I can't get enough of your love, babe. She said, you can't always get what you want. I said, you've lost that love and feeling. She said, I can't get no satisfaction. She broke my achy breaky heart. But I will survive. Because I feel good. I'm walking on sunshine. And I still think to myself, what a wonderful world. So anyway. Woo, woo, woo. So today we are going to look at the lessons that we can glean from Bruce Springsteen's, which was his first hit in 1980, Hungry Heart from the River album. Everybody, I got a wife and kids in Baltimore, Jack. I went out for a ride and I never went back. Like a river that don't know where it's flowing, I took a wrong turn and I just kept going. So how many people in your pursuit of a better or happier life ever got impulsive and took a wrong turn and just kept going? Anybody ever mess up or make a bad move, bad decision? You know, and it's amazing. And then you not only made a dumb decision, but then you tried to fix it and you made it even worse. You know, the fact is, a natural part of life and growth in the experience of living is that we will make mistakes, that we will make some wrong turns, that we will mess up. Sometimes we've gotten into relationships we knew that weren't going to be good for us and even stayed longer in them. Sometimes we have made some bad investments without doing enough research for them. Sometimes we have done the grass is always greener thing and left something for greener pastures and it didn't work out for us. Many times we have done things like trusted people and been let down or been betrayed or leaped into situations without thinking through them thoroughly. You know, every one of us has made some wrong turns, some mistakes. Every one of us has messed up. I think I put them in a category I've mentioned. If we all write a book, we'd have a chapter entitled, It Seemed Like a Good Idea at the Time. You know, every one of us. You know, getting back with your ex for the fourth time. It seemed like a good idea at the time. You know, joining the network marketing pyramid thing to make him quick rich. It seemed like a good idea at the time. The fact is we all make wrong turns, we all make mistakes. And the key to a happy life is not just thinking we'll never make a mistake. The key to a happy life is not trying to live a flawless and perfect life. The key to a happy life is to learn from your mistakes, to learn from the wrong turns, to learn from the areas that we have messed up, to gain insight, to gain wisdom, to gain strength. Because I believe that life is about choices. And the way to make the best choices is to learn from the bad choices, to not keep repeating them. Story about this guy named Jack, and he was a painter. And to make extra money, he would always thin the paint to try and make a higher level of profit. One day this church was doing some deferred maintenance and wanted to paint it, and he lowballed with a low figure, and he of course watered it down with paint thinner. And so he's painting and painting. He's up on the scaffolding, almost finished the entire paint job on the church. And there was this horrendous clap of thunder, and it started pouring down rain. And all of the thin paint washed away, and there was a lightning happened, and it threw him. He lost his balance, and he fell on the grass, and there were puddles of thin paint that was just worthless on the ground. And he knew it was a sign from God. So he got down on his knees. He said, "Oh God, please forgive me. God, forgive me. What should I do?" And through the thunder, there was a booming voice that said, "Repaint, repaint and thin no more." And so, it's a bad joke. All right. Okay. And so, you know, the word sin is actually an archery term, and it means to miss the mark. And the fact is, every one of us has missed the mark. Every one of us has probably said some words that weren't as kind, as loving as we wanted to say. We probably made some decisions that weren't as thoughtful and weren't as considerate. Every one of us has missed the mark. And that line, repent, repent, and sin no more, is to, when you sin, when you miss the mark, repent means to rethink. Rethink it. Learn from it and make a new choice. Again, life is about the choices we make. And no matter how many bad choices we make a better choice today if we're willing to learn from what we have done. You know, the most successful people I know are not the ones who didn't make mistakes, but who learned from them, who got stronger and better from the mistakes and made better choices. Was playing cards with a friend the other day, one of the most successful people I know, and shared that he had gone bankrupt 3 times. And clearly he learned every time. Clearly he got better every single time. Woody Allen failed motion picture 101. He failed his English class, but he learned and got better and better. You know, everybody know Glenn Fry? He was a co-founder of the Eagles. He, when he first got to L.A., he wanted to learn how to write great songs. Didn't know how to write a song. He lived, I think, downstairs from Jackson Browne. I would listen to him when he was writing the song, Doctor My Eyes. Anyway, he talked to Jackson Browne. He said, you want to write some great songs? Well, first you got to write a lot of bad songs to write some great songs. And there's important message there, is that you don't always get everything perfect. But sometimes when things don't go well, they force you to learn, to refocus, to recommit, to get more creative, and to bring out the best in ourselves. I want you to think of a situation in your life, a wrong turn that you made, or something that isn't going as well, or a decision you made that wasn't your very best. And the question is, are you committed to learn from it, to get better from it, to gain insight and strength and wisdom for it? By asking yourself, in that situation, what do I need to learn? What is the message in that for me? Or what is a better way I could have handled that? Or what is it do I need to clean up from that situation? Because sometimes our wrong turns, sometimes hurt ourselves and hurt others. You know, who do I need to forgive? Or who do I need to make amends to and apologize? Or what do I need to let go of? What do I need to heal? You know, how can I use this to help me be a better person, a better parent, a better partner, a better leader? The fact is, we all have a hungry heart, and sometimes we use that hungry heart and desire to make some not wise moves. But if we have a hunger to learn and an intention to get better from it, we will be lifted up to greater heights and greater levels of success. We don't have to be stuck in it. We don't have to gloss over it. It's to learn from it, look at it, you know, repent, rethink, and let it help us rise to another level of happiness, another level of greatness, another level of success. So a hungry heart needs to learn, but it also needs to be hungry to discern. Here are some scriptures, and then we'll talk about it. The book of Romans says, do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may discern what is God's will for you. 1 Kings, give therefore to thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people and to discern what is good and what is bad. Anybody ever have a tough making a decision thinking, geez, should I hang in there and stay and know there'll be a breakthrough? Or am I just banging my head against a wall and maybe it's time to let go and move on? Ever get stuck with something like that? Is that the voice I hear in my head? Is that my ego? Or is that God's voice speaking to me? Ever been uncertain about what decision to make? Because the fact is, one of the things about a hungry heart is you got to be willing to discern. Sometimes we just want to think in our heads, but the truth is we need to go a little bit deeper. Here's what it says in the book of James. It says, if any of you is lacking wisdom, ask God who gives generously to all, and it will be given to you. One of the things about a hungry heart is it needs wisdom. One of the things about desire, it needs discernment to know, is this the highest and the best thing for me to do? To ask, is this the best thing? Is this for my highest good? Is it time for me to let go? Is it time for me to move in this particular direction? But be willing to ask and then listen to that voice within. Listen to the wisdom and to trust it and follow through on it. Most of us want to use our intellect. No, go a little deeper because there's great wisdom in us. What we are born to do is planted in us if we are willing to go to that quiet place and listen and let the wisdom come forth. And I know somebody who took a high management position from the work they were doing, from the research and teaching they were doing, and for 5 years and did a great job. And they wanted this person to renew at that high level. And the person did some discernment and realized they were happier teaching and doing research. And sometimes we use our intellect thinking more, higher, better, faster, but sometimes it's listening to your heart and saying, I want to choose what will bring me joy. I will choose to do what I am born to do here. Because in the same way Mozart was born to do and Shakespeare was born, you're born to do something. The question, are you willing to listen and to be in tune with it? You know, my prayer partner and I, we do this thing where we ask a question and we'll do it together for each other and say, is this the best thing to do? And we close our eyes and we listen, and on a scale of 1 to 10, we feel our way into does it feel right? Because we're both feel people. Does it feel right? And the fact is, it is so bang on all the time. But sometimes we try to think our way out, and that usually doesn't work quite as well. Do you believe that God has a plan for you and that wisdom is already within? And are you willing to ask that divine wisdom and be still and allow it to come forth? So what is a decision you're in the process of making? Are you willing to listen to that inner voice and discern? Let your hunger and desire be tempered with wisdom and discernment. Do you know the number one reason people don't get what they want? It's because they don't know what they want. That some of our desire comes out cloudy and vague and ambiguous because we aren't clear about what it is we really want. I saw this family circus cartoon, and Dolly is talking to her mother, trying to get a pet and trying to convince her, and she says to her mom, she says, Mary had a little lamb. All I want is a little hamster. And they didn't laugh at the first service either, so that's okay. I took a wrong turn and I kept going. I used it twice and it didn't work either time. And the thing I love is that kids, they know what they want. They aren't afraid to ask. But adults, sometimes we don't know what we want. Say, what do you want? Well, I don't know. What do you desire? I'm not sure. But you need to get clear. Here's what Charles Fillmore says, that everything that appears in your life is a statement and a reflection of the mind. And the statement of the mind is always in response to your desire. And the point here is that most of us aren't clear about our desire. That we get a reflection of the ambiguity, of the uncertainty of what it is that we want. But the clearer we are with what we want, the more aligned and at one we are with our desire, the more we are ready and easily to attract. A Course in Miracles says this, nothing is difficult that is wholly desired, meaning that things will come to you when you are clear and aligned with the truth of that desire. When you aren't bothered by the obstacles or how is it going to happen, but clear and at one with it, that it'll come to you easily. The number one reason people don't get what they want is because they don't know what they want. But when you know what you want and you're aligned with it, in your heart, your mind, your body, your spirit, your words, your thoughts, it will come to you. And if you aren't clear about it, here's how you get clarity. Matthew 5, verse 6, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. When the greatest thing your hungry heart is hungry for is a deeper experience of God, then everything else will fall into your life into place. That when you're clear and connected to God, you'll be clear about the decisions. It says, delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. That the more you're connected to God, that the more clarity you'll have for all areas of your life. Someone once said, the desire is God knocking at your consciousness. That there is brilliance and genius in you, wanting to get out. But the thing, are you willing to align, and are you willing to open yourself for that desire to come forth? Let's look at the last verse. I really, really like it. It says, everybody needs a place to rest. Everybody wants to have a home. Don't make no difference what nobody says. Ain't nobody wants to be alone. That every human being alive wants to be loved. Every human being wants to be cared for. Every human being it wants to feel appreciated and cared for. They want to know their lives make a difference. Every one of us. And to me, a part of a hungry heart is to care about other people's desires. Zig Ziglar, if you can remember Zig, he had a line that I used to love. He said, you can get anything you want if you help enough people get what they can want. The greatest way to feed the hunger in your life is to help someone with their desire. Help someone fulfill their dreams. The more you help other people, because life is a reflection, it's law of cause and effect. The more you help others, the more you help you. So I ask you, who in your life can you help fulfill their desire? Who in your life that can you encourage, can you support, that you can give some guidance and encouragement to? I guarantee you, the more that you help someone else feed the hunger of their heart, the more your hunger will be fed. We are here to help one another. Martin Root says, one of my favorite quotes ever, he said, you have to do it for yourself, and you can't do it alone. You have to do it for yourself, and you can't do it alone. That's why we're here for each other. We're all here to support each other in letting our light shine and helping each other bring out the best and the beauty and the genius in all of us. Everybody's got a hungry heart. God has implanted desire in each and every one of us because it urges us and drives us forward. Our desire is a blessing, but it's also a responsibility. So if you want to fulfill your desires, the number one thing is to realize we're all going to make wrong turns. That we have got to be willing to learn, to rethink, and utilize those mistakes to make us wiser, better, and stronger. Secondly is to discern, to not go to the intellect, but to go deeper in and ask God, is this the right thing for me? Is this my highest and best decisions? And it will be in there. You will know what it is. And finally, it is to earn it by right of consciousness. Be clear and aligned with that thing that you are here to do and help others in doing it. And it will bring forth your dreams, your goals and desires in even greater ways. One of the greatest gifts God has put in you, and that is the gift of desire. Let's allow this desire to grow in us and to bring us to greater levels of fulfillment. And let's take advantage of the wonderful blessing of a hungry heart. God bless you all.